Pronouns are she, her, POIs verbally, and I'll start my speech now. The goal of both teams in this debate is to number one, solve the problem of marginalization against women, and number two, respect for long held beliefs and religious practices. We believe that those are two of the most important goals in this debate, and the team that is able to win this debate today will be able to prove this successfully. And on our side, we have successfully proved on our side we are able to solve the problem of marginalization against women way better than on OG and the rest of the proposition bench. So first of all, a couple of things that our site wanted to make clear. Why are women being marginalized in certain religions in the first place, right? We have made this very clear that first of all, this is not because of the founder, not because of someone who set up this religion that decided to marginalize against women, but because of public perception that women can't do something, that women are restricted to a certain set of rules. It is because of public perception that has written the scriptures of certain religion and has ingrained in people's mind that this should be the way for this religion to go. And women don't have the right to change scriptures in the first place, but they have the right to change the mindset and improve people's mindset moving forward. Number two, what does it really take to improve and empower women? First of all, there are two things that can actually empower women in this world is that first of all is the mindset, and second of all is to persuade people. We believe that mindset is so important, and we will prove to you how just simply feminist movement actively reinterpret all religious scriptures. Even if they are able to do so, they will not be successful in getting the respect that they deserve from the rest of the other citizen and from the rest of the population who believes in a certain set of rules and who are religious. So two things that can actually help to improve and empower women, which is mindset and persuade people. And that is why we bring up the alternative is that focus should be on secure legal and social reforms, and we'll go into depth in the argument. So first of all, for responses, for OG, we believe that they must differentiate the differences between the feminist movement acting alone and the reform of certain religious practices from societal expectation and perception. First of all, they said to us that some religious leaders have already reinterpreted scripture in favor of women's rights and proven that it is possible. This is yes, but these changes have been successful because they emerge from within religious traditions. Because if the feminist movement forced reinterpretation, it will just rather face rejection than acceptance. And the reason why past leaders have been successful is that they are able to change the minds of thousands. And then, because society have become modernized, it is starting to change rather than just changing the scripture straight away. And number two, OG said to us that without challenging and reinterpret scriptures, then the norms will still persist and the norms will still be held today. Well, we say that many practices and many marginalization against women are due to culture and not scripture. So when we address those societal expectation and perception and not just religious scriptures, it is a more effective way to achieve gender equality, and that is why we oppose our alternative later on the argument. But before we move on to our argument, I'll take this POI quickly. I think we have already explained that religions start from perception, right? So if this specific religion believes in God, then that is the way to go. And we have already explained in the clarification that a religion happens and the set of rules happen because of public perception. I don't think that a religion can be found and can appear without public perception. So coming to the argument is that this can have potential backlashes and disadvantages on women because it's important to understand that faith and feminism are two completely different things, right? The mechanism here is that this will risk alienating religious women from feminism because some women, they feel special and even empowered when they wear specific clothing accessories like hijab on our side. We believe that this is not something that we call discrimination against them just because they have to wear this kind of accessory, but it's kind of like a set of rules and beliefs, and one just cannot change it and say that I no longer want to wear a hijab anymore because it's hot or because other women do not wear them and because we're being discriminated against. There are plenty of religious women who conform to those rules, and many women find empowerment within their faith. Because if feminism is just seen as attacking against those religious scriptures, religious women, like women who actually actively believe in religion, may feel disconnected from the feminist movement altogether. And secondly, in many societies, we'll explain how if they actively change scripture, it's not going to work, and all they will face is objection. Because the religious founders fundamentally hold the power. And if they see feminists reinterpreting this as an attack, as like something against those laws, they can be mobilized against feminist effort, and this can actually result in them pushing far away from their original goal. And that is why we bring up this alternative, is that how it should all be about social reforms, how this work in the first place, right? We say that laws, policies, and not just simply scripture will determine whether women have the right to do anything in particular. Why is it better? Because changing scripture doesn't mean changing mindset of the thousands, right? Even if we take the best case scenario of OG, even if women are successful in changing scriptures, they still won't be respected. Why is this so? Let's say example of like nowadays, even though women are being more respected, there are some parts of the world that they are being disrespected against. And even though nowadays there are some women president, and there are some women president, but they're still not being perceived as good as men, simply because the women, even though they have successfully changed the laws and changed like the laws, and but it doesn't mean that they will be respected straight away. The same goes to this. Even if they have successfully changed scriptures, it doesn't mean that they will be respected. So changing scripture doesn't mean that they will change the mindset of the thousands. And we believe that the most important thing here is that on OG, they have good intention, but not effective, because scriptures are usually a set of laws that have existed for a long time. And instead of actively trying, however in their will, to change this, they should be thinking of ways to actually change other people and change the mindset by social reforms, by education, and by actively participating in protests and in strike, which tends to be better than just actively challenge against those fundamentally ones who hold the power for scriptures. Scriptures are just like laws, and they're just the things that people actively believe in for a very long time. So very proud to oppose.